tonight. So yeah, maybe you're right, Lethal. Pick up that commando, pick up that BR, get that online, because that's the way to go. We're coming back into the game here. I believe we're going to have 5 more minutes left on the clock, and it's 2-0 up to Team GIGZ. So 3 caps they will need to finish this game out, or just stay ahead of Team FROSTY.
And already the overshield in the hands of Team GIGZ very early on. Currently up 3-0, but it's not going to do much against the overshield. It's going to be a couple of spams of the hammer in order to literally shut that down. As already Trunks trying to hit the no scope, but his opponent just being very patient about it. It's actually, well, I say patient, but he just came and literally just storming in with a hammer, cleans it up. He didn't want any more shenanigans. He couldn't be asked with a stalemate situation there. He just pushed straight forward, gets the initial kill, but still though, FROSTY's team have got a few flags to catch up on, coming in with a 3-0 lead.
Dude, I love that. He threw the nade less as a killing tactic, but more as a distraction tactic and came around the corner with a gravity hammer. That was an insane play from FROSTY, and you love to see it, or you hate to see it if you're Team GIGZ. All right now, though, still back up to 4 members alive for Team GIGZ's team. My goodness me, Randa, he can't even clamber up.
And the problem now is we need to see the objective efficiency come out from Team FROSTY. They need 3 caps. And on a map like this, it's very, very difficult. I'm not going to lie to you. But if they can make a start, be fine. But it's Team GIGZ. They're the one that's going to continue to try and seal the deal if they can. They know someone in lockers just biding his time here. Is right now Enable just making sure to stay alive. But GIGZ wants to try and sort him out if he can. He cannot, as he realizes Enable still in lockers. Good no scope. He's doing the damage, but can't get the slays at the moment. As one's going to be pushing straight forward. The AR is just not going to help Trunks in the slightest. But GIGZ does take down Enable eventually. Flags coming in.
And this could be going up to 3-0 straight away. Goodness me, Team FROSTY are not having a good time today. Team GIGZ looking on fire. Thruster's come through, tries to get out of the way. Nade comes towards the backside, but slips away from it very, very easily. But Maniac, FROSTY, synchronized kills of the Trunks and GIGZ. Incoming with that AR. Looks to try and make at least one thing happen. Just kind of runs into him a bit. Fair play.
Well, the start is 1, Game Pass has PC games, don't they, Blanks? You can't forget that at all in the slightest. And secondly, the flagpool's looking pretty good so far. 1 down now. That's actually all alive as he gets cleaned up straight away. He was being very, very patient about it as GIGZ now looking to try and go for the recav. His Trunks now also directly behind him on rocket spawn. Just trying to see what he can find and see if anyone's actually going for the flag. But again, no one's really going for it. They're just prioritizing the slays, but perfectly understandable. But mate, we only got 2 minutes left.
Yeah, I mean, capping 3 flags, 2 minutes. Is it possible? You go for the slays? That's the way to go. I mean, realistically here, I think there's 2 flags in the basket here possible for Team FROSTY.
Certainly could be his Trunks now just flanking around from Bulldog, looking to see what he can find on the courtyard, but will be greeted by the rockets, and instead will be picked up at the same time. As trying to use those rockets, trying to use the AR as well to finish him up. Beautifully done there. This Maniac's just heading towards the flag, and Trunks is actually just around the corner.
Oh my god.
And didn't really last too long.
I was dirty coming around the side. Gravity hammer in hand. Oh god, the Trunks makes it look easy.
He certainly does. A double in favour of Trunks, looking for the triple. Won't find anything as of yet, but at least does a bit of damage onto the player in lockers. As he was cleaned up, that also gets picked off, so he's going to be pretty pleased about that. And this is what I'm talking about. He's GIGZ as BR and Snipe, and this is the one guy you need to keep a very close eye on. As he's going to be flanking around, but directly underneath him, going to be Maniac. He's going to try and take him down if he can. GIGZ at the commando. Does he clean him up? Yes, he does. Eventually took a little bit of time, but will take down GIGZ. He's going to be pushing forward through the doors and will be greeted by another player. That's going to be almost a double hit for Maniac, as he's going to literally push on forward, see if he can get the flag. Doesn't get it in time, as one of the players already spawned in tower. And again, it's taken down.
Yeah, these spawns are grim coming through for Team GIGZ, but if you're Team FROSTY, that is, because they are constantly on the flag. Maybe there's one in the pocket here for Team FROSTY, but it doesn't look likely here, Lethal, that we're going to be taking this game to a 1-0 up for Team FROSTY. Team GIGZ looking so good.
Yeah, they're looking incredibly solid, and don't get me wrong, it is bizarre CTF. It can play different ways depending on how you look at it. I was expecting a few more stalemates rather than maybe a bit more of a methodical approach, but looks like we're going to get the complete opposite. The aggression is still there, just treating it like it's competitive settings, if anything. And I don't really need to do anything now. There's not enough time left on the clock. That's going to be a 4-0 victory here for Team GIGZ. A great way to start off this best of 3. And we will be going to Slayer straight afterwards, as we'll confirm the map choice eventually. And I must say, in terms of the Slayers, it was actually...
Getting those sightlines set up also going to be really useful. I think Team GIGZ has shown us that they are incredibly good at getting those crossfires on the board. So I think Team Frost need to reassess a little bit, take it a little bit more slow. And this time they can, because, you know, they don't have that objective on the field that they have to beeline towards, they have to hyper-focus on. So this time they can just play this one out. And already you're getting players trying to head up towards Red Room and play from there.
Ooh, oh, what a shot from Trunks, straight off the... Mate, he's been waiting for that for a good 30 seconds, or 20 seconds rather, as, you know, normally on spawn you get one or two players going from long haul towards Alec, and instead he was being very, very patient. So a good start from him, a nice momentum shift coming out here from the likes of Trunks. Hopefully you see a little bit more of that here.
Yeah, I know. Talking about curve slides, this man's curving bullets around corners. This man is unwanted, really. Now one more around the side, tries to peek around these pillars for the time being. That's to retreat away from a turbine. 6-3 so far though, so you still have Team Frosty tailing. Frosty just out in the open for a second. Can't quite make it happen, that Lethal.
I like what Trunks was doing, just Ferrari peeking across some of these pillars, or Jiggle peeking rather, just to see if he can at least get a shot off before even being attempted to. I mean, damage dealt onto him. Good stuff from Frosty just to try and even the score on a little bit more, but it's been a bit tough here for Team Frosty. A 4-kill deficit. This has been taken down, but it looks like you can see already Enable. Wondering if anyone's around Spiral. Just creeping behind to see what you can find. Sword is still up, but no one's going to even bother with that, considering you've got the Gravity Hammer in hand. Will he better take it down? Yes, he does. Good start here from Enable.
Yeah, that's going to enable the slight comeback coming through from these boys on Team Frosty. Nice grapple. Heads up to the top side. Needs to hit one more. Hopefully he's not been stuck by that one. Gets back, but he's stuck out in the open.
Back and forth. Hammer comes into play, but it doesn't matter. Frosty was going to deal with that quite nicely. Does have to Mangler if he gets into a spot of bother. Now look and see if anyone's around pipes. He has a feeling there, and already someone's on the grapple spawn, so he's got to back over once more. Someone's just dropped down onto batteries. He's been so patient here. Nicely done it from Frosty once again. Just add into the tally. Looking to see if he can push on towards bottom mid. He realised the camo has been picked up, but can't actually find out the whereabouts. Camo's going to be huge in this matchup.
Yeah. Looks back around the side towards C. Honestly, I wouldn't particularly take Energy Sword just with the way they interact with the Gravity Hammer, because Gravity Hammer just always parries. Energy Sword always wins out in that combo, even just from the splash damage. We're on board with Tusk once again. This guy has been proven to be one hell of a menace versus Team Frosty. Firing up here in the second round of our Swiss format.
Certainly has been. Has literally just been back and forth. Nicely stuffed from Frosty. I wouldn't have felt anything less from him in all fairness, but again does a little bit of damage. Tusk with a nice little double of his own. Does back away. And Mikwin now looking to see if anyone's in top gold. He's going to go around the attic stairs to see what he can find. And has a feeling that they're going to be around pipes, or at least pushing towards that way anyway. Does manage to take down one in the end. And scoreline though, 26-17 here, Blanks.
Yeah, I mean, Team GIGZ is just looking so surgical during these games. Isolating these angles, looking for shots, trading out, even when the situation's dire. But there's a shot that comes through on the backside. We'll take down Mikwen. Back on with GIGZ now. 10-6. This guy has been crushing it. So, you know, he's not just leading the team in terms of being a team captain. He's leading the team in kills, and that's what you want to see.
Certainly has been. GIGZ 10-6 with 2 assists right now, just going absolutely ham. Finally gets cleaned up. I think it took a bit of time before he did any more infliction of damage. There's now Mikwin just trying to flank on by to see what we can find. Realise that someone's on blue stairs. He's done and dusted. That's one clean. They're looking for the second if he can. He gets the double. And there won't be the triple to the name as of yet. Might be able to find one though with the Gravity Hammer, but sadly it was just out of range as someone in Attic's been taken down again. Just Mikwin just doing absolute work in. No wonder they got such a huge lead.
This guy's a total gorilla here, playing at guerrilla warfare as well, but also got those thick gorilla paws around the throat of Team Frosty. They're not able to get away from this one at the moment, and they're starting to get the suffocate on. 38-21. Do I smell steak cooking?
Medium rare, please, mate. And do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me at this stage. It looks like saying that, though. You might have jinxed it here, Blanks. How dare you? Up to 24. But even then, though, it doesn't change the fact that it could be a 2-0 series victory for Team GIGZ unless Team Frosty do something drastic here. Because I don't want it to be short of a miracle, of course. 15 kills behind.
Yeah, I'm going to need to see a Team Tommy Tango here and bring this on the comeback. I'm not sure if it's happening at the moment. Team Frosty, though, trying to desperately get those kills back on board. Get a couple there. That'll start things off strong. With 2 kills going off towards Team GIGZ. That steak been pulled off the pan for the time being.
Certainly has been, and sadly for Team Frosty, they're going to have to make plays for this camo, and Team GIGZ know that. So it's going to be a bit of a stalemate situation here to decide who's going to go for it later on when it is up on our screens. 30 seconds now until it appears. And this is what they're all going to play with. They're all just trying to get into position here. They're change the tempo and dictating the pace a lot slower in comparison to what we saw right at the very beginning. Someone's been taken out from Attic, and that is going to be Frosty once again, trying to get themselves back in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, like, that active camo, that's the win condition, right, for this game. Trunks so low, beautiful nade round the side after the shock rifle does most of the damage. Tusk drops down low, but that shock rifle's not enough, but the headshot cleanly opens up a third eye in that man's forehead.
Oh, and he didn't really get to use it, or
he denied it though, right?
By any means. Yeah, no, exactly. And we've gone from a possible state to they've keeping themselves in this matchup. Still though, an 8-kill deficit. They need to try and stay alive. They need to play it a lot slower and just jiggle peek a lot of these ankles if they can. But the problem is though, time is in their favour, but of course the scoreline definitely isn't. 48-41 now.
Shots coming through. Team GIGZ look to clean this one up, and 2 kills come round at the end.